Hello everyone, I hope you're well and safe. So today we are building a castle, sort of a fantasy and realistic sort of castle. So we are on the cliff top lots in Bridlington Bay, and I've named this castle Bridlington Castle because I'm so imaginative and clever, if I can actually speak in my old age now, because today when I'm recording this it's my birthday, wee and I took the day off, so what best to do than record your weekly video with The Sims, wee. So I am enjoying my day. It's nice. It's been nice and sunny and warm as well. It's been like in the 20s. So yeah, yesterday I literally just sat outside all afternoon and did some yoga, did some meditation as well, making sure that anxiety don't come back, because we all know it's a stressful time. So that anxiety does crop its head sometimes, but doing some meditation yesterday was good. Just lying in the garden listening to some things, this like 3-hour soundtrack on YouTube with all the birds and stuff singing in the background and the wind and everything. So I'm lucky and actually have a back garden to my house, so I can sit outside and in the sun. I am very sorry for everyone who is stuck without a balcony or some form of access to actually be outside, because I don't know how you're coping. So you are doing better than me if you're coping in that situation. So our castle has a very grand entrance. As you can see, we're using terrain tools as well. We've got like a slightly raised bit where the tower's going to be, and I made a wonderful job of doing a round tower right there, and it just gets worse and we have to delete it all and start over again, which is this build took forever because I tried to put in loads and loads of detail, and it's quite big as well because we're on this 64 by 64 lot, but it does take up like the entire lot, but the build itself doesn't. But there's a lot of detail, and I wanted to make it look like really historic and stuff and really like fantasy-ish. So we're going for lots of big pointy roofs. This tower at the front has like a dark secret to it, so which I'll get into when we actually get to like furnishing that part that part of the build. But I thought it'd be quite fun that it's an old, like, you have to pretend it's like a noble family of Bridlington Bay, and they have, I think it is a 1 boy's room and 1 girl's room, so they have 2 kids, but there's also other stuff going on. And I thought it'd be pretty cool to have red roofs as well, because having like the stonework and the grey and sort of stuff like that, and having like the pop of red, and we got like greenery and stuff as well about when we start actually building the proper castle structure. I also do a really cool roof garden as well for the castle, instead of having the whole castle like cut away and having a small courtyard in the middle. I thought it'd be quite fun to have the whole courtyard as being the top of the castle, so you come like right up to the top, you're like closest to the sky, and all that religious connotation that they could have probably drawn upon for that. We're using the Strangerville windows as well, because they are perfect for like castle-y, cathedral, like churchy sort of builds. And I've done a castle before, but it was a tiny one. I have not attempted to do a giant castle that actually looks as though it's functioning back in the period that it's supposed to. So this was quite fun, and I have to think of something interesting again to build for this week, well, next week, because building a castle was fun. I love castles anyway, and literally going on holiday to North Wales like most of my childhood, so they have pretty much all castles in North Wales, so literally grew up round castles and stuff, so I do love a good castle. Perhaps I used to live in a castle, who knows? Who knows? If you believe in all that past life stuff, I could have been in a castle. That's why I might like them so much. But this is our top bit, and this is where I go around and make all like the buttresses and all the different things, and obviously I have to make it so that each one is a different level, because we can't have a castle without having the different level like things. I also put some of the Get Famous cannons up there as well, because I was just like, we're gonna have a castle, we have to have cannons, we have to have the suit of armor. It's like we have all these objects that are so castle like in the game, especially with Get Famous, with like the medieval like theatre, like the production set. So I was like, yes, we have to use this. This is when the castle actually takes shape. We also have like a fun like higher front gate part, which has some of the taller half walls to make sort of like feature, and we have like a grand staircase as well. And then out the back here, I thought it'd be quite nice to have something on this little peninsula part. So we have actually a little greenhouse, and I tried to make it look really old, and well, not old, but sort of fitting in with the theme. So we've got like the pattern stained glass to go with the Get Famous windows as well, so it looks really cool, and it has like the most amazing view out the back, because I made like an outdoor area as well, so you can grow stuff outside and you can grow stuff inside as well, depending on how the seasons are. If you've got seasons, then you could take opportunity to use that. It's really hard to put windows on here because it's on an angle, so I was just like, I'll go with these ones, and then do change it a little bit because the half wall was like throwing me off. Putting a nice big wall trim around here made it look like super nice as well, so we didn't need the half wall. Because we're on a diagonal as well, it meant I couldn't drag the roof over the like roof trim, which is a little bit annoying, but I think it looks really cute, especially on this little cliff area as well. Then we put like an old stone wall around the castle, and that's kind of like crumbling away in parts, and using the door as well to have like some bigger windows, and using it in the blue color as well to kind of match it in with the grey of the stone, just to make it look as though it's like really blended in. This is our little outdoor area, and I put a bench in later, which means Sims can like sit out there and just look over the sea, which is so cool. I would love that. especially in the quarantine times, having a view like that to just like sit outside in your own private garden would be super epic. And I don't know whether I catch it on camera, but I do extend like the water that we've got out the front, so it kind of makes it a little bit more like a moat. And we also have a gap in the fence at the back, which is later going to turn into our little graveyard as well, because obviously you need a graveyard. It's a castle. We've been killing people die in great epic battles. Like, I've been watching a series of Crusader Kings because why not? It's quarantine. We got new stuff to watch, but I have really never been into those types of games, but watching this series with like all the random stuff that goes on and how the characters just change like really quickly depending on whether they've been in battles and stuff is really fun. So that's been really interesting to watch as well, because the YouTuber that I found to watch it with is pretty cool. If you don't know many a true nerd, then definitely check him out, because he is pretty funny, and all his Fallout stuff as well, just not Sims related, but his girlfriend does like the Sims, so we occasionally get some Sims stuff on a live stream if it's long enough. But this is our epic entranceway where I've used some like really old stone stairs, and we've got a little like front like grand, like I don't know what to call it. It's like a place where the king could like stand out, or the noble person stands out, and like if they've got guests they can like greet them. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. When I was doing the kids stuff, they obviously have the like the horse and cart, and I was gonna scale it up on the thing. Oh damn it! Oh well, because I've already uploaded this to the gallery, so all you have to do is search for my name or the hashtag of my name, and it will be there for you to download as well, because I was actually being good and uploading it straight away and using our front, like I tried to do like a house sort of thing, so we've got like a sun, and then we've got like an other symbol as kind of like maybe the two houses that reside in here, like the guy's house, the king's house, and the queen's house that have come together. And we have the coat of arms as well, and some of the flags from Discover University as well are perfect for this type of build. So I went and did the layout and stuff, because it's a bit of a tricky layout because it's an odd shape. But we have on this floor at the moment, we are working on our grand, like not dining room, but like grand. I can't remember what it's Grand Hall, that's what it is. And I've scaled down the chair from the throne from the Get Famous stuff. I think that looks really cool on the back, and we've got like curtains, like silk curtains hanging up, and we've got the swords and everything from Get Famous as well. And then I thought it'd be fun to do the tables, like when you ever go into like grand halls and stuff, if you get dragged to those types of places, then they always have like big tables all the way around the room and like benches and stuff, so I thought that'd be quite fun. And in this room, because it looks over to the back over the sea, I thought it'd be quite nice to have like cathedral-esque windows across the back, so it's like really grand. So when you bring like guests or have feasts and dances and stuff like that, it would be like really epic for people. And we also have lots of the vampire fireplaces about, because they just fit the theme really well. And this is where I discover, yes, we do have suits of armour. Let me place them literally everywhere. Because why not? It's a castle. When do you ever get to place that many suits of armour in a normal build? And I thought it'd be quite fun to have like a big a big rug down the middle, and so you like prayed up the center if you want to like have a hearing with the king or counseling with the queen or something like that. And so that's like kind of like this ceremonial rug, and we got some like ceremonial like drapes over the windows. And we got a nice big like blue fancy rug, because blues and purples and stuff would have been like super expensive back in the day. So anything with like colour and gold and stuff, I kind of try to use as like being like super expensive and super rich and wealthy and stuff. Obviously we have cannons in here, of course. I love some sass cannons. If anyone gets that, I'll be amazed. And then off on this room we have a library, and we also have a bathroom as well. And I thought like some of the extended rooms from the Grand Hall. Stop calling it grand. I'm not that fancy. You can tell I'm going to slowly get more and more like mad over these weeks of just like talking to myself. But we've got a fireplace, and then always when you go into like any homes or any places like this, they always have like the seats around, and then they have the desk on the back. So I've kind of taken inspiration from like, the National Trust and put that in. When you reference the National Trust in your videos. What a life. We can't even go visit them. We also have a Don't Wake the Llama in here. We've got a few pot plants and stuff about as well. Also go around later and put some of the candelabra things. I think that's what they're called, candelabras. And put those around the place, because I wanted to keep it really dark. And we've got like gas lamps and stuff like that about as well. And we've got I think they're the Jungle Adventure lights that have like the tea light things, the tea light lights, and the get together like wall lights as well that look a bit like candles, but obviously they're not, because they're not flickering or anything. But we have a nice big bathroom here, and when we actually get into the bedrooms, I did something quite different, which would have I think would have been appropriate for this kind of period, because I love making a historically accurate bit. If you're actually interested in history like builds, I did a whole like town throughout the ages. If you want something to watch that's like hours and hours long and learn something as well, I did from the Stone Age all the way to the future in the Sims of different architecture and houses and information about what happened in Britain and stuff like that. So that's a fun series to check out. I had fun making that, even though sometimes it was super stressful to get a video out because of like time and work and stuff, but that was a super fun one. So this is our main like guest living room area, because normally you have like one living room that's like for the guys, because obviously everything was super like gender specific back in the day. So this is like the drawing room basically of what you'd have in a fancy house, and then off to the other side we have a ladies' room that has like a bar and stuff. So we've got the man's portrait in here, and then we've got the ladies' portrait in the ladies' room. I don't know why I'm doing the Little Britain lady thing. And also have like two seating areas. So we've got like one that's a little bit more cozy by the fire, that's a little bit more secluded, and then we had this massive like space in the corner. So I was like, what do they always have in these places? And I was like, a grand piano. The one time I can use a grand piano. Yes. And so we have to have a grand piano in the corner. I picked the really old one as well because I thought that was appropriate, and it's a different colour as well to the room, because it's a black and gold, which kind of works, because we've got these like wooden panels from the vampire stuff to really add to like the castle theme. So I don't want it like completely stone inside, because I think that can look really like cold and stuff. They're not in the like 12th century. They do actually have some wood and stuff, so you can imagine that this is like a 18th century kind of castle era thing. I don't know, I'm just rambling now. This is the ladies' room. So this one is I prefer this room actually to the other one, because it's a little bit smaller and it's a little bit more fancier as well. We've got bringing the like luxury reds and stuff in here. We've still got loads of bookcases. We've got a few more plants as well, and we have the bar, and we have a dartboard in here as well. So this would probably like more like the guys' room than the gals, but we're going for red sofas in here, and we go for like a few more like decorations and stuff here as well, because we'll get in those decorations. And obviously they would have like a wine cellar and stuff. We actually get into the basement, we do have like a really fun kitchen and like pantry and laundry room as well. We have like servant like dorm and stuff like that. That'd be so fun if you've got the Discover University, where you could like hire, like get roommates to come in and then become your slaves, but they have to pay you rent. Oh, that'd be so funny. That'd be so funny, but like, you pay me to do the work for me, even though you wouldn't be able to control them, which is a bit sad. But I always love doing like vampire things where you try and like seduce one of the neighbours, so then you like trap them in your basement and make them have your children and stuff like that. which probably says more about me than how I like to play some of the games. It's vampires. That's what vampires do, isn't it? No one watched Dracula and just watched the first two ones, because the third one completely ruins it, as I had a rant about that in another video. But this is our kitchen. It is huge, it's stone, we're in the basement, so it's like a dingy and dark. And the basement actually has like the tallest height walls as well, so it makes it like really like big and dank. And I thought it'd be quite fun to have like a proper open fire, because that's what they would have had, and we don't really have that. So I kind of made it out of the fireplace and like the camping thing that we have from one of the sets as well, so that was quite fun. And we've got 2 tables in the middle, and then I used a load of the ranges and like scaled up one of the hoods to make a big like cooking area, because that's kind of what they used to have in the big houses as well, like massive hoods, because you'd have a massive open fire. So we just have to use our imagination, and that where the cookers are is a massive open like stove as well. We've also got boxes and vegetables and milk and stuff, and then I've been put some actually in like the storeroom that we have down here. Oh, the picture I took down the corridors in here is so dingy and castle like. It was amazing. I loved it. And it's just got all the like suits of armor and the big vampire doors that I keep using everywhere. So we've got like pumpkins and logs and food and stuff in the little pantry, and then on the middle kind of room we have all the laundry stuff. So obviously we don't have washing machines, we don't have tumble dryers, so we've got 3 scrubbing stations and some like herbs and stuff to make sure the clothes will smell nice. And we've got loads of hampers in here as well, and a load of cleaning stuff, so your servants can do your laundry for you, because that's what they would have done. So these next 3 rooms are all bedrooms. So this is our master bedroom. So we've got gold gilded wood panelled like walls, and the bed's gold, the side tables are gold. We're going for gold and white in here because I thought it was super opulent, and we're going for a mix of the vampire beds and the Get Famous like most expensive bed as well. We've got like the most expensive pictures, we've got the fancy mirror, and I was just having so much fun because normally you never get to build like this in The Sims. Only if you do like historic stuff, because I do like to keep it somewhat realistic, and doing this sort of stuff only kind of works in my mind if you're doing like period stuff. So we have like the vampire wardrobes that have the gold gilding on. We have the vampire clocks that I'm going around and putting in that have the gold on it as well. This room was actually really tricky to find where I could put the clock, and so because I thought it'd be so epic if you had sounds every hour in The Sims of like chimes going off, like dung dung and like all the ticking. It'd be so annoying but so amazing at the same time. I actually go back and retroactively fit in some fireplaces in here as well, because this is like in the basement, so it'd be super cold. And we have our little dressing area that I thought actually turned into having like baths in there as well, because I thought that'd be kind of a thing that they would have to do back in the day. They wouldn't really have bathrooms per se, they'd have like a chamber pot, and like a tub where someone would have to come bring them hot water. So I kind of thought that would be kind of appropriate. So we've got like the gold roll top bath, and we've got the little gold tower rail as well from Get Famous, so that was quite fun. And then this is the princess room, and it's got using the curtains behind the bed as well, just to make it like extra epic as well, because why not? So every bathroom, like bedroom, has their own like bathtub and dressing area for modesty. And in the girls and in the boys' room, they also have toys as well. So they've got their own little castle to play with. They've got their own dragon. At first I was going to make a dragon like cave in the basement, but then I thought it's like I was going less fantasy by now and more like realistic, so I kind of went against that, but thought it'd be quite fun to have the kids having like smaugs in their bedroom and unicorns, because they both exist. And they clearly do. And we've obviously got some rugs in here, and using some pinks as well, because we have to have pink in a princess's room, unless you're going with a Frozen theme. I have watched too much Frozen this week. Way too much Frozen, because Drag Race was all about Frozen, and I watched Frozen 2, and I had a G&T because I bought myself some G&T glasses because it's my birthday. So I was maybe too excited to be watching Frozen and maybe sang along too much, but it's my birthday. I like to take 3 days, the whole weekend, and an extra day is my birthday. So next door we have the more masculine, shall I say, bedroom. So we've got some like books and bits and pieces and chests and boats and a dodo head in a glass jar. This is when I went around and put fireplaces in. So we got a nice pink one in the girls' room, and then I think we just have a gold one in the like the king and queen's bedroom. If this was realistic, they would have like an extra bedroom for the queen as well, because they didn't sleep in the same bedroom. You'd have a king's room and a queen's room, and we actually have a extra room that's in the tower as well, which kind of could be a guest room, but I was thinking more another thing, which I will get onto later when we actually get over to that way. So we've got some blue curtains on top of this bed, we've got another smell, we've got a science table, because you can imagine they would like be into magic, well, not magic, alchemy. That's what it is, alchemy. If you've got the magic, what's the magic one, then that would be cool to put in here as well. You could have your like own wizard. That'd be so much fun. I might have to do that now. Get Morgan in. I think that's what he was called, Morgan, the transgender wizard. And this is our little like servants' quarters. So we've got the like Discover University beds, we've got a toilet in here and a sink, and we've got some like rusty broken down wardrobes as well, and they don't have rugs, they're just in stone and stone on the floor as well. And then we have a master bathroom which has another tub in it. I actually split this off because I was like, this is super huge, and thought of something even more dark to put in that room, which we'll get to in a minute. But it has 2 sinks and it has a toilet as well. Everything's gold in here, of course, because it's not for the peasants. Peasants can be gone. No peasants in that bathroom. And then we have our slightly sad, sort of dark room, where clearly they've tried to have another child, and it obviously didn't go very well, because this room is covered in cobwebs and is dark and like kind of been locked away, as though no one should ever speak of what happened and why it happened. So it's got a vampire cot, and it's got just a high chair in there, so it's a little bit spooky. It also plays into another part of the story that goes along with this as well. Once we've done I think I do it after the conservatory or after the graveyard. But in here there's loads of pots, so you can grow whatever you want in here. And on the other side I thought it'd be fun to have like some of the actual like potted stuff. So we've got like a various amount of stuff. We've got some like tulips and stuff about. I bought some tulips for Mother's Day, which was like 2 weeks ago, and it was so nice to have some flowers in the house at the start of lockdown. Just cheer everything up. I might have to persuade someone to get some more when we go for our weekly food shop. So it brings some cheer and some life into the house, and just adding some extra things. I thought I'd go for like really whimsical planting as well. So we've got like the cherry blossom willow, and we've got like the one from Island Living as well, and then we have some like red ones from Island Living. So this is our little graveyard, which like has some like stone flag stairs down the back, and I put one of the big fences from I am all over the place in this video. I don't know why. It's probably because I haven't spoken to a normal human being for forever. But we've got a nice big spooky fence, and we've got, obviously have to put a load of like dead plants and stuff. It's not very well maintained, because I didn't imagine they particularly cared about this part. It's like stones and mud and gravel and all sorts of stuff in here. And then this is our tower, which once we actually get to putting in some stuff, it's got like floorboards. I actually do change a bit, because The bottom floor is actually just for storage. It is just pretending that it's like a disused tower. And then at the top here we have a child or teen or whatever locked away because they are actually the rightful heirs to the kingdom, and this is the child that was born and from the creepy thing. And the other two children don't actually know this, but they are not actually legitimate. So the literal legitimate child is locked away because that was from another marriage the king had. So this child is supposed to inherit everything, but he or she is locked away in this room which at the top of the castle, while the others are lavished in goods and stuff. So it's a bit dank. I used the show hidden objects to get like the wooden bathtub, and we've got like crappy handmade guitars and stuff like that. And then I thought as the child got older, they might be told that they had to like craft and paint and stuff like that. So there's like a skill room. I think it's 2 below. So I did some weird layout stuff because I thought the whole tower was going to be for them, but then I had a better idea of having like a minder in there as well. So they pretend it's where the guests stay, but it's actually where the keeper of the tower is, and they stay in there to like stop this child from ever leaving. So like a little bit Rapunzel-y, a little bit like dark fairy tale-y. So they do, it's like an archaeology table, flower arranging and stuff like that, so that he or she makes the products for the castle to get their income and stuff. But they are actually supposed to inherit everything. So we've got a fancy bedroom here, which is for the keeper, or you could use it as a guest room, I suppose, and just have the other room as an actual like lock-in situation. So we've got a little bathroom, like a toilet, and we got the bath in the bedroom as well. And then we've just got like a little living space with 2 seats and a fireplace as well, because it would be freezing in this stone tower because it's literally stones. And we've got some different lighting in here as well. It's a little bit dingier. We obviously got just the candelabras as well up here, and up right on the top floor there's like just 2 little gas lamps, which is like so sad. And you can just imagine them, like, obviously they've got the best view because of their massive windows, but it'd be so depressing up there. But that is our little tower, a little backstory as well. And then up here on our roof terrace we have a garden area. So we're going to make some little walled in gardens where I've done like the plum bob grass areas, which I thought was quite fitting that they'd be plum bobs because it's The Sims, and you have to have in them references. And we've got an old well as well up there, which is all like overgrown. And then we put some flowers, and I thought it'd be really cute to have like a cherry blossom tree up here. So we've got like this really cute cherry blossom tree. I do put some more about the place as well, because there's so much cherry like blossom in general about at the moment, because it's spring and it's so nice to go along like on your daily walk and just have a look at it all, take some sneaky pictures that you're probably not supposed to stop and take pictures while you're on your daily sanctioned walk, but hey ho. And then we've got all loads of flowers, roses and reds and pinks and everything, just make it like a really full flower bed, somewhere that you can go and relax and not have to stress about the chores of the castle, the politics of the land and stuff like that. And then I thought it'd be quite nice to have some benches under the cherry blossom tree, so if you want to have like a moment under the tree, the princess gets proposed to or something under the tree or something like that. And then I thought it'd be quite nice to have some statues around the garden as well. So we've got a mix of the wooden statues. So we've got like a horse and a dragon, and then we've got the fairy and I think it's the vampire woman. So they can pretend that each one has like a mythical story of the land or something like that. And I thought it'd be quite fun to actually have some of the flags that go like draping across as like like the kingdom's houses or something like that that are along there, so we're putting those in. It was super hard to put them in because it was like rotating really weirdly for some bizarre reason, but I cut across the actual grounds. It looks super nice. And then I thought this space actually should have some sort of a function, so we've got some chess tables about, and you could obviously put some stairs into the towers as well if you wanted to, or up onto the actual like buttress area, so your Sims could actually go and guard and stuff. Oh yeah, we have an easel and like a Zen plant as well, and then we put off, I think, final touches of having all the scaled up cannons about the place. So if you're attacked by sea, you could obviously shoot them down and storm them on the beach. And then I think it's just a few details out the front, making the greenery actually like fit in. I also put some vines and stuff, like dead vines, up the tower to make it look even more spooky and you're not supposed to go in it. And I think that's about it. There's a few more flags and stuff about the place, but we will jump into screenshots so you can actually get a good look at everything. And oh yeah, I was gonna add some flags onto the top of the towers as well, just for the house, because you got to have that sort of stuff. To try and fit some windows in, but oh yeah, and gargoyles. I totally forgot about the gargoyles. I was like, we have to have those out the front just to spook some neighbouring people, and obviously some chimneys as well. And there's some shot up the castle, which is quite cool. And then here is all the different layouts, all the different areas as well, so you can see how big some of the rooms are and stuff like that. So it's our graveyard, our grand hall, God's sake. Why? Our living, like, entertaining space, our ladies' quarters, and then our library area, our kitchen, which looks super cool and old. I'm very happy with the kitchen. Our washing and our pantry, our hallway. This is the picture I was talking about. It looks so spooky. You can imagine some ghosts. You need some ghost Sims in this build. And these are our bedrooms, and we have the bathroom as well, and the creepy bed. And we have our conservatory and the little seat that looks overlooking the thing. This is up on the roof, which is super nice as well in the sun. And so cool. And then our little creepy tower. So I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give it a like, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.